She's the most powerful woman in music today. From a teenage country girl to a billionaire pop icon, Taylor Swift's life is a story the world can't stop watching. But now, she's making headlines again, this time for love. A glittering ring, a global reaction, a new chapter, records, tours, Grammys, controversies, loyal fans, all converging into one moment. This is the story of that climb, the storms, the comebacks, and the love that just lit the headlines. Watch closely. Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, a pine-scented childhood. A little girl who loved words, poetry, and a notebook she wouldn't stop filling. She found solace in writing, poems that read like pre-songs. A computer repairman taught her 3 chords. That was enough. She practiced until her fingertips told the story. At songwriter nights, the Bluebird and small rooms, she was discovered. At 14, her family packed up and moved to Nashville. It was a gamble on a dream. Doors closed. Too young, they said. She turned no into fuel. Then came Tim McGraw, and a debut album written mostly in high school. A grassroots mother and daughter push that found a national ear. If her debut was a spark, Fearless was an inferno. Anthems that turned teenagers into a chorus. Fearless took home Album of the Year, her first of many industry-defining awards. She evolved. Red flirted with pop. 1989 was the full dive. 1989 reset pop culture, Shake It Off, Blank Space, Bad Blood, hits that redefined her audience. A historic milestone. She became the first woman to win Album of the Year 3 times. Her tours morphed into global events. Productions so big they changed cities. 2009. At the VMAs, a shocking interruption became a cultural moment. Sudden, viral, defining. It became a meme, a narrative, and a test of how the public narrates a young woman's story. The Katy Perry era of headlines. Backup dancers, tension, a pop feud amplified by music and image. Over time, gestures and visuals stitched the story toward reconciliation. 2019. Scooter Braun bought Big Machine, and with it, her masters. For Taylor, it felt like betrayal. She wrote a public letter describing that devastation and ignited a debate about artists' rights. Her response, re-recording those albums, reclaiming ownership and turning a legal fight into a cultural movement. Swifties became detectives, decoding lyrics, outfits, timestamps, turning releases into interactive puzzles, sometimes coincide, sometimes intended, always fuel for speculation. Controversy made better storytelling, and her fans only dug in deeper, loyal and protective. She leaned into it. They called her a snake. She adopted it as armor, a wiped feed, cryptic videos, a reinvention announced in black and hiss. Reputation was darker. Industrial beats, theatricality, defiance as melody. It confronted the headlines directly, an album that answered back. Then she shifted. Lover arrived like sunlight after thunder. During lockdown, she surprised the world. Folklore and Evermore, intimate, literary, and unexpected. Folklore earned her a 3rd Album of the Year, proof her reinvention had real weight. She kept writing. Reinvention wasn't escape. It was refinement, and the bond with her audience grew stronger, forged in shared vulnerability. Every era was a lesson. Every lesson, fuel for the next, bigger stage. Then came the Eras Tour. Not just a show, a cultural event. Demand was so high it crashed systems. Ticketmaster overwhelmed and a national conversation followed. A 3.5-hour marathon through decades of songs, dozens of costume changes and surprise moments. Those intimate surprise songs turned stadiums into living rooms, one crowd at a time. Cities reported boom weeks. Swiftonomics became a real economic force. Even the Federal Reserve noted the effect on local tourism and commerce. Combined with Taylor's version re-recordings, the financial and cultural momentum was undeniable. The tour created a subculture. Friendship bracelets, inside jokes, community rituals. Every night, videos went viral, small moments that became global stories. The Eras Tour was a victory lap, an artistic statement, and a cultural phenomenon unlike any other. Her romantic life has long been the subject of public fascination. Private moments translated into public songs. Each relationship became a stanza in a public diary, honest, precise, and raw. Her 6-year partnership offered privacy and creative refuge. Its end felt like a chapter closing softly. Those quiet endings echoed in new songs, small, sharp pieces of real life. Then, a private proposal. A small, heartfelt moment that became public and loved. For millions, it felt like a collective win. A generation cheering for someone they grew up with. Speculation swirled, but mostly joy and celebration. She didn't just chase fame. She reshaped an industry, rewrote rules, and made songs into communal memory. Taylor Swift isn't just writing songs. She's rewriting music history. From heartbreak ballads to stadium anthems, from scandals to triumphs, she turned her life into the soundtrack of a generation. And as she steps into this new chapter of love, one thing is clear: her story is far from over.